Hey magician, how you doing? So Indu's getting addicted to make these video lessons with me. So I'm so happy that here we are with another video lesson on law of attraction. Today we're going to learn a very powerful technique of law of attraction, which is Indu's personal favorite. It's called as Ho'oponopono. Now most people misspell it.
Ho'oponopono.
They call it Ponopono, Ho'oponopono, something like that. But it's actually pronounced, if I'm not wrong, as
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono. Even I announce it as Ho'oponopono, but it's actually as Ho
Pono. Opono.
Pono.
Pono.
So Ho'oponopono. Okay, it's a very powerful technique by a scientist. Actually, he's a doctor. He's a psychiatrist, if I'm not wrong, and his name is Dr. Hugh Len.
That's
Correct.
right.
So Dr. Hugh Len, he is in Hawaii, and many years ago, as a psychiatrist doctor, he was called to a mental hospital to take care of some patients. And there was this one particular department which was known as the violent department. So these were those patients who were physically very violent, and they were restrained also because they were even hurting themselves. So these were those patients who were completely tied up like this. Even their mouth was tied because they would bite their own tongue. So they were so violent. And they were there for many years. And then Dr. Julian came there, and he would go there every day. And I think in how much time? Was it 2 months or 3 months?
I think within a month
Within
he
a month?
cured those set of people,
Yeah.
and then within few months that entire mental asylum was
Yeah.
closed,
So in
completely
about a
closed.
1 or 2 months, he cured all those violent patients, and then after a few months, their entire mental asylum actually had to be closed down because all the patients were actually cured. Now, how did he do that? Later, when he was asked, obviously, the whole scientific industry in the whole world became crazy about this case study that how can such patients get cured? And that's when he was interviewed, and he became really big now. If you go to the internet now and find Dr. Hugh Len, or even if you type Ho'oponopono, you will find, and don't worry, we'll give you the exact words and Dr. Hugh Len's links below the video lesson here. Now, when he was interviewed, said that he created a technique based on law of attraction called as Ho'oponopono. What it says is that everything in the world is made of energy, right? That's why we are learning law of
Yes.
attraction, that everything in the world is made of energy. You are energy, I am energy, and the most important part is that we are all connected as an energy. And because we are all connected as an energy, whatever I think about you affects you, whatever you think about
Yes.
me affects me.
Correct.
So, based on that understanding, he realized that sound also has energy and sound also has frequency. So, just like in India, we have mantras, and the mantras have a certain frequency. So, for an example, if you do a Satyanarayan Puja at home, why does it help? Because when 1 hour a Pandit comes and speaks specific scientific mantras, now these were actually scientific mantras which our ancestors have invented. And these mantras had a certain frequency, which is very positive frequency. So think about it. Obviously, if somebody is going to sit inside your house and speak positive mantras for 1 full hour, then that positive energy remains in your house and creates positive attraction in the next few days. And that's why people get results with things like puja and things like going to a temple or going to a church or creating a vastu at home. So that's a little understanding on what is the science behind it. So Dr. Hulen, obviously he's not from India, but in English, he researched, not invented, he researched certain words which are the most powerful frequencies on the earth. And he said there are four statements which are the most powerful frequencies. If you think of somebody and you say those four statements, you can actually mend broken relationships. You can cure people. You can heal people. You can resolve conflicts. It's a very powerful and a very, very magical technique. Indu will tell you a little more about what kind of results can be created with that. But these four statements are very simple. The first statement is, I'm sorry. The second is, please forgive me. The third is, thank you. And the last one is, I love you. So, as per Dr. Yulen, what he used to do was he went to the mental hospital every day, and he would sit at one place, look at the files of the patients, and one by one, he would think of them. And for every patient, he would again and again repeat, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'll tell you why. Because in his mind, he said that since that person is also energy and I'm also energy, whatever wrong he's done in his life, I'm taking responsibility for that. Even though that person is not in a state of taking responsibility because he's mentally ill, I am responsible. He's responsible because we are both the same energy.
Yeah.
So keeping that person in mind as if as if he's that person, he started saying, I'm sorry to the universe for all the mistakes that I must have made. Please forgive me, universe. Thank you very much for everything that I have in my life. See, if this person is sick, that means he's been absolutely ungrateful and going through a lot of negative frequency. And as you know, gratitude is a very powerful frequency. So he started practicing saying thank you on behalf of that person and to that person. And last, he started saying, I love you, I love you, I love you to the person, to himself, and on behalf of the person to the universe. He would think of that person and say these four statements for all the patients. And I know it sounds crazy, it sounds really crazy, but in about 1 month, all of them got cured. And in a few months, all the patients in that mental asylum got cured. So this is Indu's absolute favorite technique. So I'm going to ask her how she used it, what are some of the results that she got, and how we can use it to actually create some results in your life. Okay, great. So over to Indu. So Indu, what is the first
Before
result
that,
you
I
got?
want to add something.
Okay.
Sorry, the Dr. Hugh Lane calls this process as a cleaning process.
Mm,
So he doesn't do it only for the human being, he does it for everything. So, for example, he's conducting a program here today.
right.
He wants to do the recording here today. He will come here an hour before, or maybe 2 hours before. He will do cleaning process.
So
He
energy
say,
cleaning. So
he
if there is any negative
he
energy
calls
here,
it
he will
cleaning.
clean it.
He
Okay.
just calls it cleaning.
Correct.
As per him, it is cleaning. So he will go to the wall. He'll say, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I
Oh,
love
to
you.
the wall.
Thank you."
Okay.
He'll go to the light. He'll go to the fan. He'll go to roof. He'll go to this wall. He'll go to this cupboard. He'll go to this chair. He will do it to everyone. Then he says that this room is now ready to do another program, because he says that when you are sitting in this chair, you have passed your energy to this chair.
Right.
Now if you have, say, a negative energy, then if I sit in that chair, then I get that energy. It is
Yeah.
quite similar to corona right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, right. It's just
So-
like Corona, right? What is it? It's energy.
Yeah.
You sit in that chair and you leave that energy of Corona over there. Similar
Yeah,
to that, right?
it is quite similar to that. And he says that if I do, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you," then this chair is clean. Once this chair is clean, then when you sit, you are getting only your energy,
Wow.
not that energy.
Wow.
So any conference he attends, any conference he delivers, he needs that conference hall 2 days before.
Hmm.
And he needs that conference hall 2 days before in advance, so that he can do cleaning. And even when he's sitting in the program, he is doing cleaning.
So that's how Dr. Hewlin uses it. How?
Yeah.
What is the first time that you remember using hope? No. What result that you got because of which you started believing in it, and this became your favorite technique in law of attraction?
Okay. This technique was introduced to me by Sahil Gyandev,
Yeah.
one of our
One of our
spiritual gurus. We both are fond of him. So he's the one who introduced it to us when we both had a small problem going on in our life. I think almost 7, 8, 10,
Big problem.
10,
Big problem.
10, 12 years ago.
Not small, big problem.
So that time he introduced this technique to me, and I very reluctantly, because I was working in IT then, a very logical person, but very reluctantly I started applying it,
Right.
and I really saw the result. I saw that our relationship was improving, and I saw that it is working in my favor. Then
So you used it on me.
then I used it on you, correct. Then I started researching it. I did a lot of Google on it. I've found a lot of videos where people have used it for health, for wealth, for relationships, for even cooling down the environment. If
So
there
tell
is
them a
any-
little story about how you used it for mom and what happened.
Yeah. So then I used it for mom.
My mom, her
his
mother-in-law.
mom. My mom is not there anyway. So his mom. I was not getting along with his mom for quite long time, almost a year or year and a half. There was a lot of tension, typical mother-in-law, daughter-in-law thing. So I started using it on mom. I started saying, and that time we had two daughter-in-laws in a house. His brother's wife was also there. So we both started using it together. And we both were doing this. "I'm sorry, mom, please forgive me, I love you, thank you." And we were chanting. And you don't have to say it aloud. You can chant it in your own mind whenever you want. There is no morat for it. You can talk, you can do it whenever you feel like it, whenever you remember it, whenever you
So you
think
simply
of the
think
person.
of the person, like for an example, mom,
Yeah.
and you say that
"I'm
statement how many
sorry."
times? Like
I
randomly
chant,
a few times.
randomly
10,
few
20 times.
Yeah. I chant it like till the time I forget that I was chanting. Then I chant about something else types. Then I did that for mom, and I now have brilliant relationship with mom.
Yeah.
Then my brother was going through.
So if I'm not wrong, that time you were having a fight with mom, and when you used hope, no, in about 3 days, if I'm not wrong, she came home with a gift
She
for no
came-
reason.
She used to not visit our place, because that time we used to live in Baner, and I think she used to believe that it is Indu's house. So whatever is the reason, she used to not visit. So then she came, she dropped in with a gift, and she was very loving. And since then, my relationship with mom is brilliant.
And
very-
whenever there's a conflict, even now, she uses hope, no, very regularly with mom. In fact, she uses it with me. She uses it with her friends. In fact, you've told me many times that whenever I'm not feeling well, or if I'm stressed
I was
out and
just
I'm not
coming
able
to
to
that.
sleep, what happens?
So whenever he's stressed out and he's not able to sleep, I generally.
Or I'm sick, I'm not feeling well.
And when he falls sick, he really falls sick. So when he's not well, so I just put my hand on his shoulder and I keep chanting, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And within like few minutes, he will either show some recovery or he would simply
Sleep
sleep
peacefully.
and peacefully. And then obviously next day morning he's fine. Whenever he's upset, I do that. Whenever my brother went through a bad phase, that time he wasn't connecting with anybody in the family, but he was connecting only with me because I chanted Ho'oponopono, these four sentences for him maybe million times. And he did,
So
I
don't
mean,
get scared about the million number. All she was really doing was thinking of him and saying it maybe 20, 30 times in a day.
yeah,
When she
that's
says
right.
million, it's a generalization. Don't get scared, okay? You don't have to really count it million times.
But I do that,
Yeah,
Mitesh.
but you do that.
I have that, I don't know,
A mala.
a mala. We have this 108 beads mala. I
So
have
one
it.
time you do it.
And I have it with the crystal thing. So morning I do that once,
Yeah.
108 times every day.
Yeah.
After my
Yeah.
tea, I have kept it on my swing. I do it every day,
So
108
generally, the
times.
reason she does it, because even if generally you're using that mala and just, or you don't have to use a mala by the way.
Huh.
Generally, also if you just sit at one place and you say those four statements again and again, let's say 100 times or 50 times, you're generating positive energy. So how will that help you? Any negative energy that's around you starts getting away from you.
Exactly.
And then you, because you're vibrating at a positive frequency, now you start attracting good luck in your health, in your relationships, in your career, and the money situations of your life. So let's give them some examples for HRCM. Let's start with health.
Huh.
How can we
Health,
use Hope No No for health?
health. I have done it for you. I have done it for
So she
myself.
gave you an example of how she does it for me when I'm not feeling well.
I do it for myself also when I'm not
Yeah.
well. When I'm not like just 2 days back, I was having itching, so I was doing it for myself also. Then I do it for relationships. I have done it multiple times with almost everyone.
Yeah, relationship, she gave you our example. We were having a fight and it got resolved. She gave you mom's example, her mother-in-law. She gave you that example. In fact, I've used it with corporate
I
clients
was
a
just
lot of
going to
times
say,
where
you
sometimes our
remember.
clients don't get along with us or they're angry about something that we made a mistake sometimes, right? We are
Yeah.
also not perfect people. Sometimes there's a mistake. And all Indu does is she says, let's do a little hope, no, no for this client. And we think of that client and we say those statements a few times. And the next day, this client is absolutely normal. And we don't know how it happens because remember the rule number one. What is rule number one?
Yeah, don't ask how.
Don't ask how. We never ask how. The universe takes care of it. What is it really doing to, even if you have to understand the how part, the logic is very simple. I am energy, the client is energy. If I'm vibrating at a frequency of positivity, thinking of that client, the client just becomes cool with me and becomes peaceful with me and comes at a level of harmony.
Yeah.
So that's relationships. Career. Let's take an example of career.
Career, I have done it for many times. Say when we are having a client and he's looking for a very big business, and like right now, I just had a client call, and I was selling. So when I'm selling to him, when the other person is talking, that time I'm just doing chanting.
In
I'm
your
sorry,
mind,
please forgive
right?
me.
So
I
if
love you.
he's
Thank
going
you.
through resistance and he's showing negativity,
Yeah.
she just starts thinking with those four statements in her
Yeah.
mind.
So just a few minutes ago, I was on a client call where I was clarifying the queries and I was just chanting. So I keep chanting, I keep chanting. Even, I mean, I wouldn't say that that means I will 100% get the business of that person, but I know for sure that that person, I have left that person with a good energy.
Good energy. That's awesome.
I know for sure that that person has not gone away from me with the bad energy. He's gone for with the good energy.
So I do that as well regularly when I'm doing a coaching session because I've seen so many results with her. Initially, I didn't use it so much, but because I saw so many of her results, then she bought a very expensive course of Dr. Hugh Lin, and where he actually showed us that when he's doing a coaching program, whenever he's coaching somebody, even one on one, he's thinking of that hope, no statements, four statements about that person, and he says he gets powerful results even though he's
Exactly.
not speaking much to that client.
Yeah.
So I tried as an experiment with a few of my clients when I'm coaching people, and I got really dramatic, magical results there. So it
Yeah.
works, right? So that's for career.
Career.
Money.
Before money, I want to share one more example. When you do the program, when Mitesh does the program, that time if I find a participant who is unnecessarily giving tough time or just for the sake of it asking question, I just simply sitting in one corner do I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I don't finish 5 times also, and the person converts.
We've
We
actually
have
seen
seen
this
that.
very consistently,
Yeah.
very
Now
consistently.
to
We've seen
Mitesh
this
comes
result.
and asks also, कि open up ना किया ना?
Because the person just suddenly changes his mind and just cools down, and it's magical how if you understand that we are all connected at an energy level, and at the energy level if we harmonize with each other, you actually see positive response coming from human beings to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so money.
Money. Money wise, I do it. One, I do it with our stock portfolio.
Stock portfolio.
Big time.
Investments. If you do
Ev-
mutual funds, stock investments.
Every time I open the ICICI Direct for him as well as for me, I do that a lot. I'm
Okay.
sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And since then, I think we have been making
Yeah, very
really good,
consistent. Very
nice
consistent.
decisions about the investment. We made a lot of money also.
Yeah.
Of course, right now the market is not good,
But in spite of that, some
in
of
spite of
our
that,
portfolios doing like 15%, you were
15,
saying
15,
15,
16%.
16% profit, which is awesome in
Which
during
is
this
awesome.
time.
Yeah.
And that's the power we believe somewhere
Yeah.
Hope No works. And some of you may feel, oh, come on, that's illogical. The stock market is completely big. It has nothing to do with one person's Hope No. You'll be surprised. At the energy level, we are all God. We all have the same potential energy like God does. You just have to tap into that magical energy and don't ask how, and it just works.
No, it also helps you take the right decisions, Mitesh.
Yeah.
If I'm investing right now, or if I'm buying a stock, or if I'm
Correct.
buying a mutual fund, it will help me take the right decision.
It channelizes you to the right decision, to the right place.
Right place.
Yes.
What I should buy and what I should not buy. As
Yeah.
simple as that.
Yeah. You get the right people who connect with you. They give you the right decisions. They give you the right advice. So then you're on the right path. Why? Because you're on the right frequency.
Perfect.
Makes sense? So that's
Yeah.
HRCM.
There is just one clarification. Sequence doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Doesn't matter. You can do it in whatever sequence you
Yeah,
want.
you can do it in whatever sequence you want. It's just that once you create a sequence, it's then easy to remember that.
Yeah.
So I like to say it as my logical saying. I always start with I'm sorry, so that it brings me to humility. Please forgive me is also connected to I'm sorry, so it's easy to remember. Thank you because it's gratitude, and I always end with I love you.
Yeah. And place also doesn't matter, time
Yeah.
also doesn't matter. You can do it any number of time. You can do it for anything, absolutely anything and anybody and any situation.
Yeah. So use it today for something. Okay,
Share.
and share your results in the comments after you get those results in a day or two. So in fact, sometimes in a few hours you get results. Like she told you, she gets results in a few minutes. She puts me to sleep. Okay, so maybe try it on your husband or try it on your wife or something like that. See if she goes to sleep and share your results today below the video lesson. Okay,
Perfect. Thank
great.
you.
So anything else about Hope? Nope, no.
No.
Okay, superb guys. Take care. See you soon in the next video lesson on law of attraction. Take care.